It is the Peachtree Corners Invitational from Norcross, Georgia on SUV TV. Our second game of the day. We'll follow up that thriller with Lambert and Cardinal Newman. It is St. Pius, the Golden Lions, the number 2 team in the Georgia Hoop Circle. Top 10 in Class 4A, taking on the Pinson Valley Indians. They come in riding a 2-game win streak. They are 15-8 on the season. I'm Joel Hillsman. My partner in crime, gotta love it, is Coach Lewis Preston. Coach Preston, here we are again, sitting up high. St. Pius, a team that we've talked about much during the season on the Georgia Hoop Circle and on SUV TV. We saw the number 1 team last night in Upson Lee get to lay eyes game-wise on the number 2 team in St. Pius.
What I'm very excited about is watching the Gonzalo brothers. We had a chance to watch them at Holiday Hoopsgiving, so get a chance to put our eyes on it again. We saw number 1 last night, seeing number 2 today. And then we can, you know what, we can make our opinion and go from there.
I love it. He's Coach Preston. I'm Joel Hillsman. He is Lewis Preston. But, you know, my father raised me well. I just say Coach Preston. But that's how I go. All right, let's check the starting lineups first now for St. Pius, the Golden Lions. They are represented as the home team. It'll be number 1, Matt Gonzalo. Number 3, Edward Lane. Number 5, Nico Broadway. Number 14, Troy Stevens. And number 23, Kennedy Ellis. Once again, it is Gonzalo, Lane, Broadway, Stevens, and Willis for St. Pius. For Pinson Valley, they are a depleted bunch. It was number 1, Orrin Morris. Number 2, Kalansky Jaskin. Number 3, Quincy McKistry. Number 10, Colby Jones. And number 35, Cameron Scott. It is Morris, Jackson, McKistry, Jones, and Scott. The starting 5 for Pinson Valley out of Alabama. St. Pius coming in 18-2, and they are flying high, Coach, a 10-game winning streak.
Well, once again, you know what, representing the Peach State very well, and being here at the Peachtree Corners Invitational, where it's Georgia versus everybody, we got to represent.
Last year, Georgia did not win a game in this event, the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Lambert changed that. All right. Head coach Cedric Lane of Pinson Valley. The Indians and the Golden Lions, glad that you're with us. SUV TV's coverage of the Peachtree Corners Invitational. All in white, white tops, white bottom. Navy numbers, gold trim. St. Pius wins the tip. Pinson Valley all in that deep, deep gold, almost look like Oak Hill, with the black numbers and some red trim. Here's Gonzalo holding it. Lane now has it on the left wing, out to the top. He gives it over to Willis. Now 3, long, Everett Lane, hill of the rim, no. Tip, rebound, offensive, put back and score by Kennedy Willis.
Very nice job right there by Kennedy Willis, keeping the ball high, tipping it to himself, getting the easy deuce.
Pinson Valley now will break the press and bring it up, and here comes McKistry. He swings out to the top, put it on the floor, driving as Jones knocked back to McKistry. JaQuincy, jumper, no, could not get the roll. Rebound by Stevens, knocked away. He had to hustle and saved it, tried to throw it off a defender, hit the line, and it will stay with Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley offensively coming in, Coach, at 74.2 points per game, defensively allowing 64. They are no stranger to playing Georgia opponents, although not much success. They are 1 of 3 this season against Georgia opponents. A jumper by Jones is no good. Lane gets the rebound out of the forward spot, and he hands it off, and now here comes Broadway. Nico lost it as he crossed the timeline. A big win last night for St. Pius over region foe, and maybe a 4A contender in Stevens County.
That's a good win. Anytime you can get region wins, that's big time right there.
Broadway drive down the lane, dumped it off, and a block shot out of the guard spot is Orrin Marshall.
Really interesting right there with how St. Pius runs that motion. It's kind of a little dribble drive, kind of spreads you out a little bit. Kennedy Willis able to get the ball down low. Didn't get a chance to finish, but gets 2 free throws.
Missed the first one, does Willis, and it was a nice dime drop there. And this St. Pius team we talked about, we saw Upson Lee last night and what they can do, Coach. And this St. Pius team held them to 53 points, so you know they lock in defensively.
That's very impressive considering what we saw last night.
Morris quickly into the forecourt, puts it up with the left hand and got the roll. First field goal now. Orrin Morris is into the scoreboard.
Going to be curious to see how St. Pius handles Pinson Valley's pressure right here. But once again, fundamentally sound, something that they've definitely seen throughout the course of this year.
Willis puts it on the floor, jump hook softly, no good, rebound. The one thing that Pinson Valley, they are short-handed, an injury and some official student stuff they had to take care of. Shy on height today. Long 3-ball, good, Cameron spot. Out of the corner, Cameron Scott. And they have a 5-3 advantage.
Shy on size, but not on skill.
2 minutes gone by, first quarter. Game number 2 of the festivities. Jonesboro and Ben Smith will follow. And then it's Norcross, McKeecher, and Wheeler. And I hope Coach Preston hangs around.
To be determined.
Here's Gonzalo. Well, you know, I decided to start with you today before you started with me.
Oh, I already started with you. You just went on the mic.
There's a driving score down by Nico Broadway. Broadway with the 2. Nico Broadway last night in a victory over Stevens County. Had him a 12-point game. Kick to the corner. Scott open the left corner again. Oh, side of the rim. Now put up layup. Good. Quincy McKeecher.
Now, let me ask you this, Joel. Is that an assist?
No.
Is that just a bad shot?
That's a rebound and a putback. Offensive rebound.
Okay. But I heard in your shooting academy that might be an assist.
That was not my academy, sir. Now, if I'm on the break and I throw it off the window, yes, that's an assist. There's a 3. Stevens in and out. No. Willis gets the rebound, but he pushed off an offensive foul on Kennedy Willis. What is it about this place and Coach Preston? Substitutions now. Zach Ranson will check in now for St. Pius.
You're the one that got us all riled up about the House of Blue and being in the House of Blue.
Hey, man, when you're in a basketball heaven, man, you know.
That's what I'm saying. It brings out the best of us.
Listen, the auxiliary gym is right over there, so that's all I'm going to let you know.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 all day in my sleep. Coach Parr down there, we chatted before.
I know.
He was glad I wasn't suiting up. Pass stolen by Lane. Lane cuts in, and now here comes Broadway. Broadway bounces it up to Gonzalo. Matt Gonzalo with the right-hand dribble. Goes down the lane, bounces off of the pass, no. And it is a turnover. You know it's big time, too. Ty Photog down there under the basket. Whenever Ty Photog shows up, you better be on your game.
That was a nice little drop-off right there by Gonzalo. Wasn't ready for it with the turnover. Get it right back.
And a turnover, you got it, and Everett Lane came away with it, and a foul call, and it will be on Jones. So Kobe Jones will pick up his first, team's second. Trigger man will be Nico Broadway. Broadway, the junior at 6 feet, inbound down to Gonzalo, the junior at 5'10". Spins it off now to Stevens. Stevens the lane as they run that action offense. At the top lane. Puts it on the floor, 2 hard dribbles, goes with the left hand. It was bothered. No. Rebound, put back up, and a foul call. Good offensive rebound there by Zach Ranson, coach, 6'3" and a junior.
Well, you know what? When you have that much penetration, if you're a 4 or 5 man, all you need to do is just be ready to get on that glass. And that's been one of the staples of St. Pius, having a chance to see how they played at Holiday Hoops Given and how they're playing now.
Foul called on Mason Ransom. First for Randolph. Free throw is no good for Ransom. Checking in now will be Finn McCurdy. Mason Rudolph. Free throw, second one on the way, rattles on down. Well, they split their free throws now and have managed a 7-6 deficit. Pinson Valley with the lead in possession. They cross the timeline with Scott, who's trapped, gets it to Jones. Jones now pushes it over to the right to Morris. Morris, a 3. Rattled it right on down the milk crate. Oren Morris caught it in stride. And, Coach, even though the pressure is there, they did a very good job getting it in the middle and then getting it to the open man.
That's a great job by Pinson Valley, but once again, can they consistently do that now for 32 minutes?
Gonzalo feeds it to Lane, open, a 3-ball, sets and fires and knocks it down. Everett Lane showing the range, a 3-ball. It's 10-9 with 3:39 to go. Pinson quickly back this way. Morris goes all the way down the lane, took the contact up on the shot. He is fearless on the attack. Pinson Valley and the Indians going to the free throw line, Oren Morris.
Once again, when you can get out of that initial pressure in the backcourt, 9 times out of 10, Joel, you're going to have numbers, or you're going to have some easy driving opportunities right there. Pinson Valley's taking advantage of it, but once again, can you stay true to those principles for an entire game?
Morris' free throw is good, so he looks like he's going to be the yeoman's effort today. Has 6 points already here in this first quarter. Coach Parr and St. Pius continuing to go to the bench. Here comes Christian Matei, Morris, second free throw, in and out, no. Rebound swallowed up by Ransom. Pass tip way up ahead, gonna come off the bench. Get that shot out of here. Too lazy with it. Jones sends it away. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will go back to St. Pius. Oh, man, just too lazy on the layup, Coach. Great hustle defensively by Pinson Valley.
Once again, you know what? If you want to stay on the floor, give me that energy, that effort, that passion every time defensively. You know, it's hard for a coach to take you out of the game.
Ranson the lane in the corner, pump fake, goes down the baseline. He kicks it back out to the top. Broadway going to drive, flip it up with the right hand, and rolled in. A beautiful move by Nico Broadway, his second field goal. And now it is tied 11-all. Quickly up this way, catches it now, holding is McKestry. McKestry now goes behind the back, peels it back, nothing on the baseline. It was cut off defensively. Jackson holds and now spins it to the wing. Now back out to Jackson. Scott didn't want to pull anything. Look, on 1-2-2 a little bit there, Coach. Drive, kicks to the corner. Open, a 3-ball. Morris out of the corner. Skips off the side of the rim. No. Offensive rebound by Jackson. Jackson turns around. He's going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Pinson Valley. The Pinson Valley Indians, they come in at 15-8. Cedric Lane, his second year, and Pinson Valley, Pinson, Alabama. They get to play in the same region there with Center Point and Clay Chalkville and Gardendale. And they are a 6A school currently coming in number 9 in Alabama Class 6A. So 15-8 shows they played some tough competition. Number 1 over in 6A is going to be Carver Montgomery. And Paul Bryant is unranked currently at the moment. They are the defending 6A champs. For Alabama, that 7A is fun too now. Hoover's over there. Of course, everyone knows about Mountain Brook. There's a long 3, bottomed it out. 3-ball off that wing by Jackson.
You know, one of the things, Joel, they always keep talking about, you know, Alabama football state, Georgia football state. Great basketball in both of these states.
Very much so, underrated in both. Oh, man, tried to take the charge. He just went right by him. Zach Ranson, his first field goal. 14-13. Ball knocked away in a steal. Here comes McCurdy. McCurdy in the middle. Dumps it to the corner. Mate, open. A 3-ball. It is no good. They tip, fight for the rebound. Ranson gets it. Power dribble. Get that shot out of here. The dribble is not good. Scott sends it away. And now here comes Pinson Valley running. Jackson now spins it over to Jones. Jones goes up and he was fouled by Ranson. Unnecessary power dribble, Coach. We've talked about it ad nauseum.
Got 2 feet in. You got 2 feet in the paint. All you got to do is power up to the basket. Could have probably been an and one or an easy deuce. Instead, turnover. Now Pinson Valley's got the ball.
Caleb Scott gets credited with that block. 1:37 to go. Inbound, Jackson sends it back deep now to Pinson Valley, and the Indians will have it with JaQuincy McCrestry. McKenzie now moves to the left over to Morris. Morris worked on that 1-2-2, causing problems, but he drives, floats it up, and it was bothered there, sent away a little bit by Willis. Kennedy Willis came in, got a piece of it. That's a bothered shot. Matt Gonzalo now will check back in. No Brian Gonzalo listed today. He's sitting on the end of the bench. Not sure what his situation is, but he's not dressed out today and not in the official scorebook. Inbound, they break the press up ahead. Here's Jack. Jack comes in. Oh, Gonzalo, show him what you got then with the wiggles. Pass. Almost stolen. He was able to recover it. Doesn't have a dribble, though. Spins it over to the right side to McCurdy. McCurdy drives. Foul line now, kicks it back to the left. They're running that action high right around the foul line and above, Coach.
That dribble drive does it every time.
McCurdy now spins it over on the left side. Here's Jack. Jack holds it. We're under a minute to go with 53 seconds. Whittle is out high. Puts it on the floor. 2 dribbles. Nothing to the basket at the moment. Mate holds it. Not there. Here's McCurdy. McCurdy, left-hand dribble back to Mate. Catch. Fire. In rhythm. A 3-ball. Hill of the rim. No. Kennedy couldn't chase down the rebound. Tipped out of bounds. It will go to Pinson Valley with 40 seconds to go. More substitutions now. Troy Stevens will check back in for St. Pius. And also now into the contest, Horace Wilson, number 0, for Pinson Valley.
Pinson Valley cannot continue to give St. Pius this many wide open looks because eventually that lead is going to extend, although they got the 1-point lead now.
Deep
put them
3.
in the world of hurt.
No good. Rebound up. Offensive rebound. Willis. No. Tip. No. Was not there by Rudolph. Willis picks it up. 22 seconds. Outletting it now. Here's Gonzalo. Gonzalo crosses the timeline. Skips it ahead. Over there. Open. 3-ball. McCurdy. No. Rebound. Comes away with it with 12 seconds. Coach Lane is letting them play. Here's Jones. Jones to the foul line. A jumper is good, Colby. Jones his first field goal.
Nice little stop and pop right there.
Gonzalo trying to beat the clock, gets it up ahead to Willis with 2, with 1, a layup at the horn. Kennedy Willis. Great action there to end the first quarter. Pinson Valley, the Indians, 16. St. Pius, the Golden Lions, 15 at the end of the first quarter.
Face it, everywhere you look, There's a lot standing between you and your next car purchase. So take control.
And choose the award-winning dealerships of Jim Ellis.
Where it's your way, all the way.
Stop in for VIP experience.
Or shop from home.
Search thousands of vehicles.
Discover your trade-in value.
Even decide your final sale price.
Without ever visiting the dealership.
Shop your way.
At JimEllis.com or visit any Jim Ellis dealership.
Jim Ellis Automotive.
Where you can always expect the best.
The 2018 edition of the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Game 2 of the day. It is St. Pius. It is Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley with a 1-point lead, 16-15. Quick thoughts, Coach, on that first quarter.
Well, first of all, it was great activity, great action up and down the floor. Can Pinson Valley continue to make the good decisions that they made in the first quarter versus St. Pius's pressure? And St. Pius, they're going to be able to knock down some of these easy shots.
Ranson with the hoop. And it gives them a 17-16 lead on their first possession. Now driving is Jones up and counted, and the foul. The hoop is harmed by Colby Jones. I like the attack that I'm seeing from Pinson Valley. Fearless. And we were talking during the break, do they have the legs with the depleted team today?
Early on is great, but once again, each time that pressure's picked up, it takes a little something out of you. It's almost like Chinese water torture, Joel.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that is.
You're going to have to look it up.
I've never had to experience it.
No,
and if you'd have said acupuncture, I could have rolled with you.
If I would have said a 0 for 15 shooting night from 3, would you?
Don't know nothing about that either.
Okay, my bad.
Completes the three-point play, 19-17. Lane breached to Preston McCurdy. McCurdy over the lane. It slowly got to the corner, but he recovered it. Kick it back out to the top. Broadway, long skip pass in the corner. McCurdy, catch, fire, a three. No, hill of the rim. Tip, offensive rebound, maybe. Lane picks it up, and it was knocked away inside. They play volleyball with it on the ground. Willis picks it up, floats it, hill of the rim. No, Scott gets in, gets the rebound, and a jump ball call, and it will go to Pinson Valley.
So you don't know what a slump 0 for 15 night is?
I know what a slump is, not 0 for 15.
Never been 0 for 15?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to shoot that much to get there.
Whatever.
Because I did that. At that point, that's when you go get a bunny, Coach. You have to see it go through the hoop sometimes.
Okay. Spoken like a true hooper.
Morris now to Jones. Stops. Long two. Jones rattled in and out. Willis gets the rebound and he keeps it up. I like the intensity they're playing with. Broadway skip past to Gonzalo. Gonzalo the lane in the corner. Lane back to Broadway. Broadway attacking off the right wing. Went behind the back. Hit himself in the back. And it's a traveling violation. Almost did a little too much.
Too much. A little bit too much right there. I thought he should have pulled up for the jump shot. But the beautiful thing right there was 3 passes made before that ball was put on the floor. Right. Just keeping the game very simple, very fundamental.
Coach Aaron Parr racing down. And the reason Coach Preston is giving me a hard time about the shooting is because on Georgia Hoop Circle, we play SUV TV, and Coach Parr and that was fun. But I lost, and I'm not happy about that. Loss of a little 17-foot jump. Scott stepped back, long three, front iron. No, rebound offensively, put back up and in by Colby Jones.
And that's going to be one of the concerns. Can St. Pius keep Pinson Valley off that glass? And Pinson Valley picking up a little pressure themselves.
They are, and they have kind of applied that for the most part. Willis spins it in the corner. Matei, open a three. Oh, my goodness, barely missed it. Got this backboard. Offensive rebound, watch the foot back. Court violation. Court awareness goes against St. Pius. A turnover.
The game's being played at a very fast pace right now. Pinson Valley's already telling us right now they're not backing down from anybody, representing the state of Alabama very well.
Coach Lane knows something about championships. You know, he had 3 5A state championships over at Winona. So Winona, Hazel Green, Sacred Heart, Hoover, Mountain Brook. I mean, there's a traditional teams over there in Alabama. So new substitution now as Riley Costas comes into the game.
You know, Joe, you said traditional teams that have had talent.
Yes, very much so. break the press now, but not cross the timeline. Long high pass. They need to get it across and do. In the middle to Willis. Willis now gives it over. Driving is Broadway. Broadway up, no good. Rebound comes down to Jackson. Jackson now for Pinson Valley. 2 minutes gone here, second quarter. Jones is going to attack. Took the contact up off the window. No, Willis gets the rebound. He clears it. Willis is doing a fine job on the glass.
Great job.
Kickball off of his knee, technically. Great hands by the St. Pius staff over there. And it will be St. Pius basketball. Everett Lane will take a seat. Matt Gonzalo will check back in. So it is Willis, Gonzalo, Costas, Stevens, and Lane. The 5 on the floor for St. Pius. All in the white tops, white bottoms. They've got the navy numbers, navy trim, and gold trim. Pinson Valley all in the off hard yellow. Ooh, across the lane. Stevens, a beautiful move. Troy Stevens, his first field goal.
Once again, St. Pius back in that pressure.
It is Jackson who has the ball. Scott, and a turnover. Stevens gets it. I can't even set their lineup for him right now. Here comes Stevens flying down the lane. It was knocked in a foul call that will be on Kowalski Jackson. It is Jackson, Scott, Rudolph, and McKestry, the 5 on the floor for Pinson Valley. But now up off the bench, here comes Oren Morris.
He don't have a choice. You got to put him back in there right now. He was kind of a calming influence for them, getting a little rattled by St. Pius' pressure right now.
He had 6 points in the first quarter. Free throw is up and in good by Troy Stevens. So now Troy has 3 points after the slow start. 21-20 though. Pinson Valley, you keep looking up and they keep having the lead. Second free throw, Stevens on the way. Front iron, no. Offensive rebound, no. Defensive rebound to Jones. Here's Morris. Oh, picked up his dribble prematurely, but now gives it to Jones. Jones going to drive on Costas to Morris. Morris caught it up underneath. It was sent away back from behind by Everett Lane.
Substitution number 11, Jack Taub.
Jack Taub will check back into the ball game now. His second appearance into the contest. Everett Lane will take a seat. Morris, the trigger man, baseline out of bounds. They run the action in front of him. He looks and gives it to Jones, and a foul call Gonzalo was holding. Gonzalo hit with the foul. He was holding.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't say you said anything, Coach.
You think I wanted to say something, though, didn't you?
He was holding it.
Okay.
Jones moves in below the foul line. Shot, front iron, no. Rebound out of the guard spot. Gonzalo, tricky dribble. Long lead pass up ahead to Stevens. Stevens, 2 dribbles all the way. Layup off the window and score. Troy Stevens now coming to life here in this second quarter. And St. Pius has the lead, 22-21. And Coach Cedric Lane feels it, and he calls a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout. This timeout brought to you by Stat Row. Stat Row, view U Sport highlights whenever, wherever. Visit statrow.com to see some of the best high school hoop highlights. Stat Row, Joe Hilsman, Lewis Preston, glad that you're with us. We're in the perch. So if you come on out to the House of Blue, you walk through the entrance gate, just pat us on the back. We'll be right here. SUV TV is on the scene for the Peachtree Corners Invitational.
You just need to let me know when you're coming.
And don't let me know. Surprise me. I like being surprised.
I don't.
I do.
Yeah.
Some of the best things in life are a surprise.
Okay. According to Joel Hilsman, yes.
Because, see, sometimes if you let me know you're coming, then, you know. See, I can't say that because then you reveal, you know, your move. But anybody, come by. SUV TV, yes, we are here. Lisa Burnett, our outstanding producer. Marcus Burnett. Daniel on the camera. Jumper by Morris is no good. Rebound comes down to Willis. You know who I'm missing. Where's Tanea at? There she is. She's somewhere playing hooky again. Always playing some hooky somewhere. Taub has it in the right corner. Puts it down with the left hand dribble down, bounces it in to Willis. He lost it. They fight for it. He goes near the out of bounds line, but saved it near the sideline. Kicked it back to Gonzalo. Catch, fire, a deep 3. Hill of the rim, no. Rebound ripped down by Kobe Jones. You know, I like how Jones is playing both ends of the floor, Coach. Up ahead to Morris. Morris down below the free throw line. Nothing there. Gives it to Jones. Jones a hard dribble. A bad pass on an angle from the top, so he kicks it back, spins it open. Morris hesitates. Going to drive, get in the paint, put it up. Hung in the air. No. Rebound is going to come down to Taub. Taub knocked away, and a great steal defensively by Jackson. Jackson gives it over now. Here's McKestry. McKestry gives it back. Jones, a deep three. No. Front rim. Rebound ripped down by Costas with authority. Outletting it now. Here's Gonzalo. 22-21, 3:40 to go, second quarter. Glad that you are with us. St. Pius out of Georgia. Pinson Valley out of Alabama. Here's Willis in the corner. Stevens sets, fires a three. It is no good. Rebound, tip, fought for it. There's number 10 again. Jones gets it up ahead. Here's JaQuincy running the break, tip, out of bounds, and it will stay with Pinson Valley.
Great job getting up and down the floor. People who are not in the gym watching this right now, defense at its best, making the extra pass, shots being contested. It's a great matchup right now, and that's why it's a one-point game in favor of St. Pius.
Substitution. Ranson now will race to the scorer's table and come in to get Willis. Ranson has 2 fouls, but Coach Parr going to let him burn with 3:24 to go, second quarter. Morris inbounds to Jones. Jones now picked up defensively out by Broadway. JaQuincy has it between the rings. Now he's back on the Norcross logo, moves to the left, kicks it back to Jones. They run a little flare screen. Jones is going to go up off the window. He was off balance. No. Rebound offensively put back. No. Jones tip. No. They tip. Fight for it again. Shot up. Count it. And the foul. JaQuincy McKestry, the hustle from Pinson Valley.
There was 4 offensive rebounds right there. And you know what? You deserve to get rewarded when you're hustling that hard. They have 4.5 guys on the offensive glass right there for Pinson Valley.
Tim Cunningham checks into the contest. His first appearance. Now trying to complete the three-point play will be JaQuincy McKestry. Free throw is good. So McKestry completes the three-point play. They've got a big, fat 2-point lead because that's how the game has been. Contested. Under 3 minutes to go, 2:55 to go. Trying to break the press. Lane gets it across to Broadway. That's over and back. They didn't call it. Ranson spins it back. Now in the corner. Open. A 3-ball. Oh, no good. Stevens got the rebound on the other side. On the left, goes up on the right. He was fouled. Philip Okafor into the contest. And he is cold off the bench with an opening air ball from the right corner.
Once again, it was over and back right there, Joel. But sometimes, you know what? Can't see everything.
So you're defending him now.
I'm not.
He just defended the refs. Unbelievable.
Lisa,
Stevens' free throw is good.
Lisa, our producer, as well as Marcus, both know that I do not defend officials. In fact, we've already talked about a GHSA officiating clinic.
That's you. You
part of it.
You go in hard on it.
They said it's a Joel and Lewis officiating clinic.
I'll be there to watch you.
No, you won't.
I ain't participating.
They said that you got a whole hour-and-a-half seminar you giving.
No, I know the rules.
Okay.
For all the levels. High school, college, FIBA, and the NBA. By the way, NBA has the best rules. There's a drive up off the window and scoring again. JaQuincy McKestry, a beautiful move. But you know what? Speaking of rules, I'll ask you, Coach, I haven't. Do you like the FIBA rule where the shot clock resets to 14?
No.
Okay. We in agreement. And I tell people that like that for a game that is 10 minutes, yes, it's okay. When you're playing 12-minute quarters, no. So, all right. When the game is shorter, then okay, I can see you resetting to 14. That helps the pace kind of balance out.
I think the rules have taken away from teams that are really good defensively, and then teams that have been known to have that defensive culture. It's made it so more offensively driven because people are wrapped up into the speed of and the number of points you score, a la Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Free throw no good on the front end of the 1-and-1. Count it, and the foul. Offensive rebound and putback. And the emotion spewing from Zach Ranson.
Zach Ranson did a heck of a job right there of getting the ball, getting his guy up in the air, right, up and under, kind of stepped through him a little bit to get that and one. See if he can finish off the three-point play.
Coach, you made a great point, though. I'm going to harp on this the last 2:05 because I love talking with coaches and, of course, your experience. But now, a lot of people don't realize I grew up watching the NBA on CBS on Sunday afternoon. And the scores were still 125, 130, 135.
Right.
But they still played defense. I think now when you have to change so many rules to accommodate offense, that is where the problem lies.
You're accommodating and changing rules for guys that are not working on their craft the way that needs to be worked on. Now, once again, officiating one-on-one, I don't think that was a good call. I'm going to leave it at that.
But the point you just made of guys not working on the craft, that's why I hate the hacker shack is no longer there. Why are you rewarding poor free throw shooting? Because it's going to trickle down.
Right.
Jones crosses the timeline, 100 seconds to go in the half. In a very good half that St. Pius, while we were chit-chatting, has taken a 1-point lead. And a foul called, offensive foul. Horace Wilson, unsure of why. They call it on Cam Scott.
Joel, can you please explain to me what is a charge and what is a block in high school?
It's a blarge.
Okay.
You know, Coach, it's interesting you brought that up. Barry and I, we did the Dream Challenge right here on SUV TV, and they played at Morehouse. And you had the restricted area down there.
Right.
And, of course, they played with the college three-point line. And the refs, one of them, admitted to using the restricted area when it came down to it. I think if any rules are behind, it's the high school game.
Right. And they need a shot clock.
Well, we're not going to get started on that. I get the shot clock, then I worry about everything else. I would worry about everything else. Foul call, and the St. Pius crowd does not like it. Coach Farr wants an explanation. That was called on Zach Ranson. That's his third foul, and the St. Pius crowd very vocal right here. Colby Jones at the free throw line. I mean, the St. Pius crowd really giving it to this official. 73 seconds.
Well, if anything, the foul should have been on the other guy and not on Zach Ranson because he blocked that cleanly. And I was going to yell out your famous line, but you know what? Out of respect for you sitting here, I kept my mouth shut.
I mean, I was going to say it just for the St. Pius people. Ball don't lie. He missed the free throw. Halfway right. 27-27. We're tied in a very, very good contest as we come up on a minute. Gonzalo spins it to the corner. The Taub, back pump fake, driving and laying it up his neck. Nico Broadway, a beautiful, nifty move.
Beautiful.
29-27, under a minute. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Taub. Taub now outletting it now. Here's Broadway. Broadway with his head up. Now dribbles back. Now kicks it across to Gonzalo. Gonzalo splits the defense. Almost a turnover. Goes to the sideline. Looks. They rip in for it. Timeout called. A 30-second timeout call. Coach Aaron Parr with the timeout. This timeout brought to you by CBA Sports. Looking to get a new basketball, tennis, or multi-purpose court? CBA Sports can help as your sports construction specialist for both commercial and residential projects. Visit CBAsports.com and contact us to discuss your next indoor or outdoor project.
Representatives from the Jonesboro team and Fence 15, please report your scores table with your scorebooks. Again, Jonesboro Fence 15, please send your scorebooks to the score table. Thank you.
Inbound now to Gonzalo, 37 seconds. Will they hold for the final shot? Weave action at the top. We had about 5 shots in the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. But they are working the clock now at 25 seconds. Gonzalo, corner three, bottoms. Matt Gonzalo, his first field goal, a 3-ball, and a timeout call?
No, the Nets.
Net, oh.
Yeah, I thought you would have known that. He stripped the net so good they stayed on the rim.
He did, but you know what? You shouldn't be able to substitute off of that. 21.5. The refs allowed that, though. Not supposed to be able to sub off of that. Because it's not a dead ball officially. There's a drive up Morris. No, off the window. And every time the Nets get stripped, if you stopped it, you know, we would have a long game if I'm playing.
I have no comment right now.
Viewers and listeners to SUV TV, Coach Preston does this to me. I'm never going to let him give me this much grief on the air. So I just have to come back the way I know how to come back.
Well, all I got to say is this. You kept saying that they would be stopping the game a lot.
Yeah.
Right? They would stop the game a lot because I wouldn't allow you to get that many shots off because I foul you real hard.
Well, see, that ain't even cool because if we got the screen roll action going, I'm just going to drop it off there to you, and there you go. Now, you blow it a couple times, and they ain't going to get it to you no more.
Rumor had it from some of the scouting reports from your past exploits as a basketball player. Passer was your fourth option.
Gonzalo at the horn. No. We are at the end of a thrilling first half. It is St. Pius, 32. Pinson Valley, 28. The second half coming up after these words right here. The SUV TV's coverage of the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational.
Face it, everywhere you look, there's a lot standing between you and your next car purchase. So take control.
And choose the award-winning dealerships of Jim Ellis.
Where it's your way, all the way.
Stop in for VIP experience.
Or shop from home.
Search thousands of vehicles.
Discover your trade-in value.
Even decide your final sale price.
Without ever visiting the dealership.
Shop your way.
At JimEllis.com or visit any Jim Ellis dealership.
Jim Ellis Automotive.
Where you can always expect the best.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
We welcome you back inside the House of Blue. I'm Joe Hillsman, joined by Lewis Preston. We are at the half, 32-28. St. Pius with the lead. And, Coach, thoughts there on that first half?
Well, once again, the most important thing, you got up and down. It was a great flow to it and everything. And I think more importantly right now, St. Pius has made just a couple more shots that's extended their lead out to 4 points. Very interested to see who's going to handle the pressure the best here in the second half to come away with the victory.
Let's take a look at some quick numbers right quick. Nico Broadway had 6 points for St. Pius, 8 points for Zach Ranson, 7 points for Troy Stevens. They are the leaders. For Pinson Valley, 7 points for Orrin Morris, 8 points for Colby Jones, 7 points for DeQuincy McKinstry. So even distribution, and for the most part, Coach, Pinson Valley maintained the lead there until the late second quarter.
Exactly, which is very impressive considering that they're a little bit, as we like to say, undermanned.
And they played with a lot of heart, hustle, and muscle. Second half action getting ready to start. Joel Hillsman, Lewis Preston, and our entire SUVTV.com crew. No, we can't have that. We got no gaff. All right. Let's bring it in focus for you. St. Pius will be all in white, white tops, white bottoms. They've got the navy numbers and that navy trim and the gold trim. Pinson Valley all in the yellow. Yellow top, yellow bottom. It's a deep yellow. Black trim, black numbers, red trim as well. Everett Lane will have to inbound out of the baseline if it was tapped away. Again, beginning the half with aggression is Pinson Valley, the Indians. Broadway has it and gives it over the lane. He's out there with Gonzalo, Willis, and Stevens, the five on the floor for St. Pius. It is Jones, McKinstry, Jackson, Morris, and Scott, the five on the floor for Pinson Valley. Here's Everett Lane. Lane on the screen, roll action, and Willis layup. Good. Kennedy Willis has 7 in the game.
You know what? They've ran that action both times with that slip with the big. Ranson scored once, and now right there Willis scoring as well.
Morris goes baseline, high off the window, no good. Rebound comes back out to Jones. Colby Jones has been everywhere. Scott over. There's Jackson, a 3. Rattled out, no. Rebound hit the floor. Lane gets it up ahead to Gonzalo. Gonzalo doesn't have the numbers. Gonzalo Euro steps all the way, and Jones was in there to knock it away defensively out of bounds. Gonzalo fell hard underneath the baseline basket. I think he'll be okay.
He don't have a choice. He got to be okay because his teammates got him right up.
That's right. Coach Fardo is upset. The St. Pius crowd has been very vocal toward the officiating crew in this contest. 7-11 to go. 6-point ball game. St. Pius with the lead. Inbound to Stevens. Stevens catch. One dribble goes up left. Right hand. No. Rebound. He got it. Gives it inside to Willis. Willis got it blocked from behind the foul on Colby Jones. And Coach Cedric Lane now doesn't have an agreement with that call.
It's been very interesting just seeing the activity, the hands. Says a lot about both of these squads, but once again, you have two veteran coaches who are able to teach these young men the basic fundamentals.
Kennedy Willis' free throw is good. So Willis is off to a sound start. He has the first 3 points for St. Pius in this quarter, and he now has 8 in the contest, shooting for number 9. Free throw. Short, front iron, hit the floor, rebound to Morris. Morris outletting it up ahead to Jackson. Jackson spins it down on the right side, and now here comes McKinstry. McKinstry, jumper, rattled right on the milk crate.
Wow.
A jumper by DeQuincy McKinstry.
It's nice, mid-range game, lost art. I know it's lost the art to you since you missed a 3-point shot.
A minute and a half. We didn't even get a minute and a half into the third quarter. Kick it to the right. He behaved last night down in Thomaston, so I guess he's making up for it today. A turnover.
Well, just like you said, Joe, I mean, I was worried. I was concerned with all the back and forth that you would have with the ups and leave people. So I had to be on my P's and Q's just in case I had to break camp quick.
35-30, 6:32 to go. I know not what you speaketh.
My parents always told me, kill them with kindness.
John Jones spins, traveling violation. Switched that pivot foot, went from the right to the left on the turn, and it's a travel. 6:25 to go.
So I guess you're agreeing with the officials now.
Up ahead, Broadway tripped from behind, and Morris hits with the foul. Morris with his second. Team second. My parents always taught me just if it's fact, state it. Okay. And that's what I'm gonna leave it there on the trip last night.
I got
if it's fact, state it. So
You didn't tell me how many tweets and retweets you got last night. We might have to go. We might have to get with Marcus and Lisa with SUV TV and get the data and metrics breakdown.
Up by Willis, no good. How did I walk into this today? Oh, man, I love it. I love it. SUV TV on the scene. Kennedy Willis will be going to the free throw line with St. Pius. Hey, listen. You was in the collaborative group that moved St. Pius ahead of Upson Lee earlier in the week, in the season as well. So don't hang me out to dry.
I'm not hanging you out to dry.
Hey, but you know what? At least you came.
Shots fired.
36-30. 2 minutes gone by in the corner. Oren Morris, a three. No good. Rebound is tipped on the floor. Gonzalo gets it up ahead to Lane. Lane now corrals it. He's trying to go to Stevens too quick. He just picks it up now and gives it back to Broadway. The Lane pump fake. Slowly puts it to Willis. Drive and score. Beautiful dime drop off to Kennedy Willis.
Man, St. Pius just really keeps the game simple, fundamental. And Pinson Valley does similar.
Jones rattles home a three ball. Green stamps.
That's a great call.
38-33, and now a turnover by Golden State. By St. Pius, the Golden Lions. That's where that came from.
All right, Steph Curry.
Jones gonna drive, jump up off the window, count it, and the foul. Coach Kobe Jones has had himself a stellar game so far.
On both ends of the floor. Mr. Everything for Pinson Valley right now.
13 points in the contest. He's going for his 14th here at the free throw line. Our Stat Row SUV TV instant replay, Kobe Jones.
Kind of reminds me of my younger self. I better call the Players Tribune and see if I can write an article.
I thought Sly, you and Sylvester on the broadcast would just be outstanding. And y'all can just glory days it up. Free throw by Jones is good. I'm done. Coach is going to get me in trouble today.
I'm not getting you in trouble. What are you talking about?
It's the third quarter of the first game. Second game.
First game for you.
First for me, yeah. Long touchdown pass. He's going to Willis, who caught it. Willis now unable to score. Good job by Wilson to protect that baseline and protect that side. Now here comes Gonzalo driving into the corner. Everett Lane, catch fire, a three is no good. Stevens tipped the rebound. It's on the floor. Stevens is going to get it. Now Willis gets it, spins it over. Now Stevens has it off the Lane pass, and they'll reset it. Here's Broadway, right-hand dribble now to Lane. Lane gives it to Willis, who's got position on the block, a traveling violation.
I have to take and give credit where credit's due. That was a great post pass into the paint. Wasn't able to effectively finish right there, but that was a great post pass. A lost art in regards to today's basketball fundamentals.
Inbound to Morris. Morris quickly into the forecourt to Jones. Jones puts it on the floor, now hesitates. Foul line, jumper floating good. Kobe Jones is playing an outstanding ball game.
I really like his game.
And, Coach, when he left his feet, he was still floating left to right and let it go. I like it, too. It's very, I don't want to say polished, it's very active. Ranson driving, jump stop scoring.
Wow.
Off the bench, he has been very effective. Has Zach Ranson, he has 10 in the game.
That was a tough score right there.
Corner.
Made it harder than it needed to be.
Three, short, no good. Rebound hit the floor, picked up by McKestry. Spins it, Jones, a deep, long three. Off the mark, another offensive rebound. Morris goes baseline, up, off the window, no, tip, no. That was 3 offensive rebounds on that possession.
And they came up with 0.
Stevens, short corner, jumper, did not fall. Ranson a rebound, up, no. Jump ball call, nice call, and it'll go to Pinson Valley.
Wow.
The St. Pius
fans are like in it.
I love it.
Wow. This is a new one for me. Usually they are very cordial and
well, I think they're being cordial.
Very hospitable.
Now, listen. When the Peachtree Corners Invitational a couple of years ago got roughed up by snow and it had to be held at St. Pius, they were great hosts. Kobe Jones again down the baseline, Coach. We're even at 40. You look up quickly and suddenly it was 38-30. They are on a 10-2 run. They being Pinson Valley, the Indians out of Alabama.
Once again, be the second Indians that we'll get a chance to see today.
It's the first set.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to
We
say.
ain't gonna even get started.
I had to catch myself right there. Gonzalo, see, Coach Lou he gonna get me in trouble. Lewis Preston I understand now why Sharman White warned me back at Holiday Hoops Giving about working with Lewis Preston.
What are you talking about?
He warned me. I didn't tell you that story. It's a timeout with 3:37 to go here in the third quarter. Joe Hilsman, Lewis Preston. I love working with him, folks. I love it. I love it to death. But he almost got me in trouble right there. And I like Alabama. I go to Hoover 3 times a year. I like the privileges I have over there. This timeout brought to you by CBA Sports. Looking to get a new basketball, tennis, or multi-purpose court? CBA Sports can help as your sports construction specialist for both commercial and residential projects. Visit cbasports.com and contact us to discuss your next indoor or outdoor project. You know, last night we had a camera on us. I'm glad we don't have one on us.
I am very thankful we don't have a camera on us today. I mean,
well, I don't care what nobody say, Coach Preston. You all right with me?
You know what? I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of this Sharman White working together story.
Oh, I'll tell you that. Three and a half to go.
As long as we can tell it on the air.
Yes.
Oh,
no, I wouldn't. If I wouldn't tell it on the air, I wouldn't have brought it up.
Oh, you know, I'm just playing with you.
I know. I'm just saying. Swing it to the corner. There's a 3 by Morris. Strip the nets. A corner 3 by Orrin Morris. His first field goal, but he's in double figures now with 10.
This is a 13-2 run right now by Pinson Valley over the course of the last couple of minutes.
Very much so. And 3 timeouts remaining for St. Pius. 4 for Pinson Valley. Shot the passing lane and steal. Here comes Rudolph. Rudolph going to go all the way. Put it up. No. Rebounds on the floor. Morris touched it. Out of bounds. It will go to St. Pius. So we had Holiday Hoops Giving, and Coach White is in there. We're back in the auxiliary room, and I'm walking out. And he you know, our good relationship with Coach White. And I'm saying, how you doing, Coach White? How you doing? I said, I'm doing all right. He said, yeah, they got you working with Lewis Preston now. You in trouble. I said, Coach, I love it. He said, yeah, you know it, though, but boy, Lou, be careful working with Lou. Now, I didn't ask him why to be careful.
Because I know my ball.
I already know that. But it's just in a good jab. Because, see, you get me going on this air sometimes. Some stuff that I would not say on any airwaves.
Well, I'm just glad they don't have a camera on your phone right now the way that you and Coach Thompson trading texts together. I heard you were out there shoot around with giving a scout report today.
43-40, 2:22 to go. See, you almost wanted me to say it because you said this is the first set of Indians we're going to see. Rebound, offensive rebound, and good by Peachtree. Scores.
Wow. I'll tell you, Pinson Valley has really stepped it up on both ends of the floor, and I'm curious to see how St. Pius is going to be able to handle this here over the course of the last 2 minutes and into the fourth quarter.
Coach, it is a 15-2 run for Pinson Valley. They spin it over in the left corner now. St. Pius has to fix something. Now over to Gonzalo, right corner of 3. Good. Matt Gonzalo is second 3 ball, and that breaks that run. Man, they needed that hoop, a 15-2 run.
I am telling you right now, it is amazing how fast Pinson Valley gets that ball out and gets down the floor in transition.
Yeah, they get up and go now very, very quickly.
Coach Parr is about ready to lose his mind on that foul on Willis right there underneath the basket. I didn't think he had control of the ball, but once again, you know, I'm not wearing the black and white.
Third foul called on Willis. 1:44 to go, third quarter, 45-43. Pinson Valley with the lead. The Indians out of 6A, Alabama. The Golden Lions out of 4A, Georgia. 100 seconds, third quarter. To the top, Peachtree between the rings. He's worked on by Lane one way and the other. Now goes over on that right wing to Jackson. Jackson had a flasher in Scott, but he went right to where Scott flashed right there, Coach. 1:29 to go. St. Pius 4-1 in out-of-state competition, and they've got a gaudy, very respectable strength of schedule that helped them earlier in the year. A long 3, no, it'll hit the top of the basket support. They have wins over Langston Hughes, Mount Bethel, Green Forest, and Pace Academy. Now, for those of you outside of Georgia and wherever you are, Langston Hughes was the 6A champ last year. Green Forest was the 1A private champ last year. Pace Academy was the 3A champ last year. Layup good on the steal for Oren Morris.
Once again, you saw that coming.
47-43. Get it across. Here's Willis. Willis now going to attack. Willis goes, puts it up, and cannot get the score. And the roll put back in good by Finn McCurdy, his first field goal.
Got to get back in transition right here, St. Pius.
A traveling violation call. St. Pius, though, Coach, I mentioned 4-1 during their out-of-state schedule. Just the shot. Do you know what the combined opponent win-loss record is in their 5 opponents that they played out of state?
I do not know.
51-19.
Wow. Says a lot about what Coach Parr has done for that program.
Willis now going to go and steps it down. There's a drive, put it up with the left hand and score. Nico Broadway.
I like his name, Rico Broadway.
Nico. N-I-K-O.
Well, if it was Rico, we call him Rico Suave Broadway.
Oh, look at you. 30 seconds. Here's Morris. Morris driving down the right of the lane, put it up off the window, could not get the score. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Lane, but they're still swatting at him like flies at the picnic and a foul call.
Wow. You said flies at a picnic. That's a good one.
They were swarming on him.
That's a good one right there.
Foul call, was it on Wilson or was it called on Morris? It may have been on Morris if they want to take a seat. Nope, it was called on Wilson, his second. Fouls could be an issue now, 23 and 2/10 seconds. Pinson Valley with only 2 to give. Picked up the dribble in the backcourt. Gives it to Willett. Offensive foul called on Nico Broadway.
What did I tell you my parents said? If you can't say anything good, what? Don't say anything at all. I'm telling you, the St. Pius fans are fit to be tied.
I'm with it. Can they stay all night? 47 all, 17 and 9/10 seconds. Inbound to Jones. Jones has had himself a magnificent day. In a 10-point third quarter so far. Oh, don't fall. Costas in trouble. Spins it to the corner. Jones, a 3, bang, right on cue. I see you, Kobe Jones. 50-47. Mr. Ref, just let somebody come off the bench and grab it. Stop and play.
Oh, Joel is a little bit heated with the officials. It's coming to the Lewis Preston side, slowly but surely. Oh, you're not coming?
I mean, and he's 6'7". Can he not jump and get it? I haven't seen him jog all day. The 3 ball is no good. It is 50-47. We are at the end of the third quarter. St. Pius trails Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley, a solid third quarter. We'll return for the fourth and final frame right here, the SUVTV.com.
Face it, everywhere you look, there's a lot standing between you and your next car purchase. So take control.
And choose the award-winning dealerships of Jim Ellis.
Where it's your way, all the way.
Stop in for VIP experience.
Or shop from home.
Search thousands of vehicles.
Discover your trade-in value.
Even decide your final sale price.
Without ever visiting the dealership.
Shop your way.
At JimEllis.com or visit any Jim Ellis dealership.
Jim Ellis Automotive.
Where you can always expect the best.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast.
Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
We begin the fourth quarter. Joe Hillsman, Lewis Preston, glad that you're with us. The SUVTV.com's coverage of the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Stevens' jumper is no good. Rebound comes down to Colby Jones. Jones with his head up now, and he kicks it up ahead. Here's Wilson. Horace Wilson gives it over. So it is Wilson, Jones, Cameron Scott, Kabate Jackson, And we've got a new one in. Number 11 checked in, Michael Mitchell. His first appearance into the contest. The story of the game so far in the third quarter, a 15-2 run by Pinson Valley, and that's how they've got the lead. But St. Pius closed strong, shot bothered. Ranson has played very well. He gets the recovery, goes up and is fouled as he goes up on the play, so he'll get 2 free throws.
Zach Ranson does a great job of getting his hands on those 50-50 balls and giving them second and third opportunities.
And Cameron Scott in foul trouble now. He has 4 fouls, and remember, they are shy on height today. So Coach Cedric Lane looks down the bench, and he tells Oren Morris to get on up and go there. Meanwhile, Zach Ranson on the day has 10 points, make it 11, as he knocks in that free throw. A 22-point third quarter for Pinson Valley, Coach. Highest quarter by any team today, but they really look sharp there in that third.
They were the aggressor. They were attacking, playing downhill, and then penetration and kick with some wide open threes. A very, not just a solid, a great performance.
I mentioned Pinson Valley was 2-5 in their out-of-state schedule, 1-3 against teams from Georgia. They defeated Tucker, and they lost to Tri-City, Cedar Grove, and St. Francis. So very quality competition that they lost to, and we know Tri-Cities has Langston Hughes tonight. Cedar Grove, a very good 3A squad, and St. Francis, as we know, at 1A can be very lethal with Dwan Odom.
Exactly. And once again, it just also tells me that Pinson Valley is not afraid to play competition. Says a lot about them as well.
What's the call now? Whatever it is, the refs don't even have the ball. They're letting the players hold the ball. I don't think they've been in control of this game all day. So now he's going to go make him get another guy off the bench. What, they were playing with 4 people or something?
I don't know.
I don't know what happened. He needs to go do youth league.
You said youth league?
Yeah, the game has passed him by.
You said upward bound too? Benson upward bound?
No.
Just youth league?
Just go do youth league.
Okay.
Free throw good from Broadway.
I want y'all to know Joel Hilsman said that. I did not. I was thinking it, though.
Second free throw, Broadway is good. I said I was going to behave here in this fourth quarter.
You just lucky I won't be here when McKeachin shows up.
I know when the winners come, you run. So now they spin it over to Jackson. Jackson holds it on the left wing. Jackson going to go below the free throw line. Step through, floats it up with the left hand. No. Rebound. He got his own rebound. Jackson bounces it over. They put it on the floor. Driving, sweeping across the lane. Good pass. Going up off the window and scoring is Mason Rudolph. His first field goal. He's been active today, but has not scored until right now. Broadway skips it up ahead. Broadway going to drive. Corner jumper. Stevens. No. Offensive foul. Waves it off. And it was called by the trail official on the opposite side. The St. Pius crowd, though, I love them. It's 52-50, though.
I know.
It's still a very close
You would think
game.
it's a 10 or 12-point game.
Exactly.
Listen to the St. Pius crowd. It's one possession.
Did you hear that fan just now?
Yeah.
I love it. Please get out and support your local high school basketball team in the game of high school basketball. It is absolutely wonderful. Here's Jones. Now Jones holds it with the right-hand dribble. They have a 2-point lead, 52-50, 6:10 to go, fourth quarter. Lambert won game 1 in the boys' action, and we are now underway for game 2. Game 3 coming up will be Ben Smith and Jonesboro. Jones recovered in the lane, but he was off balance. Ransom gets the steal. Up ahead to Stevens. Stevens goes up. Oh, it was bothered. Put back up and in. Good by Nico Broadway. We're tied 52 all. Brand new game.
Great job right there by St. Pius's guys getting down the floor, given a chance because Pinson Valley didn't get back, got an easy deuce.
Here we go, brand new ball game, 5:40 to go. Pinson Valley operating, they're moving right to left the way you view it. Swing it over on the left side now, holding it now is McKeachtree. Spins it over to Jackson. Jackson now out to Morris, a 3-ball, bottoms! Oren Morris steps up and knocks in a clutch triple. Show the range.
They say big-time players make big-time plays.
15 in the game.
Huge 3.
8 in the half. Here's Stevens. Stevens one way and the other. Gives it over to Taub. Taub now gives it back to Stevens, and they'll give it over to Gonzalo. Gonzalo, Stevens, Tom, Ranson, and Broadway, the foul on the floor for the Golden Lions. They are in white. They are in the possession. It is Morris, McKestry, Jones, Jackson, and Rudolph, the five on the floor for the Indians of Pinson Valley. Shot no good. Offensive rebound, but then he lost it. Broadway couldn't corral it. Up ahead now, here comes McKestry. McKestry Euro stepping to the hoop. A beautiful move. Couldn't get to the finish. Offensive rebound by Morris is in.
And then as soon as that offensive rebound, Parr goes right to Kennedy Willis. Got to get some size back in there.
We'll have to. Pass is tipped and deflected. And a foul call in the backcourt. So we'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Both teams now in the bonus. It's right now they're 1-1.
Thing was tied, and all of a sudden it's up to 5 points.
57-52. It was a quick little 5-0 spurt there over the last minute and some change. Miss Johnson just walked by. You know where I'm headed after this game, right?
Right down to the hospitality
That's
room.
right. The best hospitality room in the state.
Telling you. We had a great time here for the
Hawks Naismith.
Hawks Naismith Holiday Classic. They did it up right.
Free throw, Ransom, good. They always do it right at Norcross.
Yes, they do at the House of Blue. Ate so well that I had to hold back at Christmas. I'm still mad about that.
Second free throw now coming up by Ransom. It's good. Well, you had a nice little drive up, so you had plenty of time to digest it.
They put me on the one-plate limit, bro. One-plate limit.
57-54. Inbound now, and here's Jackson. Jackson spins it across now to McKestry. Okay. Couldn't see his number from up here in the perch. 4:20, fourth quarter. Right hand dribble now gives it to Jones. Jones now spins it over. Here's Morris. Morris now gives it, and there goes Jones. Jones spinning toward the middle. Shot off. No good. Kennedy Willis cleaning up the glass. St. Pius in possession. They're trailing by 3, and here's Gonzalo. Gonzalo skips it up ahead to Broadway. Catch. Fire. A 3-ball. Heel of the rim. No. Rebound hit the floor, but it's picked up by McKestry. McKestry scoots it up ahead to Morris, who's on the left wing. Morris one way and the other goes behind the back. Now he spins it back to McKestry. He'll hold it. Now gives it back to Morris. He's picked up by Costa defensively on the left wing. 3:48 to go. 3-point lead. Step back. Not there. Didn't force it. Goes to Jones. Jones holds it. Now gets the screen. Doesn't use it. They'll kick it back to the top. Pinson Valley being very patient on this possession. Around the screen. Jones slips to Morris. Morris steps behind the long line. A 3-ball. Hill of the rim. No. Rebound offensively put up. No, and a foul. That would be called on Everett Lane on the shot. The putback attempt. JaQuincy McKestry, we've talked about it a lot in this game, Coach. The second chance points and the hustle activity from the Pinson Valley Indians.
The offensive rebounds and the way that they have tacked the glass when shots go up is the difference in this game and can end up being the reason why the Pinson Valley is victorious.
2 shots. Free throw first one is good by JaQuincy McKestry. McKestry on the day is down 2 of 2 from the line.
Once again, another great game here at the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Watching 2 very well-coached, evenly matched teams. Just had a great game in the first game with Lambert coming out on top.
Lambert with the win over Cardinal Newman out of the Columbia, South Carolina area, the Midlands. Long cross-court pass. Now a foul on the pass, and Broadway will go right back to the free throw line. Broadway is 2 of 3 on the day from the free throw line. He has 12 points in the contest. Everett Lane, though, is the one I'm surprisingly quiet to me today. Only 3 points.
Wow.
And St. Pius has not shot the 3-ball well at all. Only 3 made 3-pointers in the contest. Broadway free throw is good, but they are right there in the game.
Exactly, and they've also had some nice open looks. They just haven't gone down for them.
Troy Stevens will check back into the contest. Stevens had 17 points in the victory over Stevens County last evening. Free throw, good. Made them both. 3-point contest, 3:15 to go. Pinson Valley operating. Morris in the corner. A 3, string music. Oren Morris has felt good from beyond distance. That's his 4th 3 of the contest. 62-56. 3 minutes ago. Broadway, dead-eye 3 from the top. Got the roll. He's living right.
Soft rims. The second day we've seen those soft rims, Joe.
The three ball is good, 62-59, 2:59 to go. Here, a timeout called by St. Pius. It will be a full timeout, and this full timeout brought to you by Stat Row. That's our Stat Row Instant Replay, and this timeout brought to you by Stat Row. Stat Row showcases youth sports highlights and gives a portion of its revenue back to teams. Visit statrow.com today to learn how your team can partner with Stat Row. Joel Hillsman, Lewis Preston, glad that you're with us. The House of Blue at the campus of Norcross High School. The 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational up in the perch. Our second game of the day. Lambert won the first game. I'm not sure. Well, we had the wheelchair game. Who won? Gwinnett Heat won that game. I looked at a little bit of it. I watched the second quarter. So I think that the Heat had a nice lead there in the wheelchair game. The second game, third game if you want to count that, but second game of the day. And an outstanding lineup. Michael Lampert will be on the broadcast for you coming up next. Jonesboro and Ben Smith. And get to see Mailman Squad. That is
one of your favorite coaches.
4-10. Love Mailman. Absolutely. Pinson Valley will inbound. He's got the whole baseline. He gives it now to Morris. It's a three-point game. We're under 3 minutes, 2:58 to go. Morris crossing the timeline with the left-hand dribble now, gives it over to Jones. Jones is worked on by Ransom, who's moving his feet very active above the arc. Jackson puts it on the floor with the right hand between the legs. Now spins it back over, and they'll kick it back to the top. He's between the rings with 2:40 to go. Even though you did not call this timeout, you being Pinson Valley, you want to score coming out of the timeout. But if you're St. Pius, you don't want to score out of the timeout, and they get the steal.
Right.
2.5 to go. Stevens going to attack. 2 hard dribbles, goes up, off the window. Count it. No. Offensive foul.
Didn't see it, bro. Didn't see it.
The youth league ref saw it, and he's got on double bifocals. Horrible call. That was a poor call. Poor call.
Should have been an and one.
And one, yes.
With the potential to tie.
And the thing about it is he was the trail official. Here's a drive. Jump stop. Coach Farr is getting highly heated now.
As well as the fan base.
And that was, the fan said horrible. I said horrible earlier. It's a poor call. If anything, that's a no call.
Exactly.
Foul called on Everett Lane. Lane now has 4 fouls. 62-59. Free throw good. So Pinson Valley now gonna stand up here at this free throw line and make them count.
It'll be curious to see how St. Pius here now down 4 with 1 free throw left. How are they going to deal with this adversity right now?
And the thing about it is, Coach, the foul count is the same, 9 aside. So next foul, double bonus time for both teams. Free throw, good. That was a shooting foul on McKestry. Has stepped up there and played very well. He has 15 in the contest. 5-point game again, 2:15 to go. St. Pius on the ropes. Pinson Valley doing what they do. Skip it across. Catch, put it on the floor, not there. Now going to drive baseline, stop. Broadway gets it inside to Ransom. Ransom up on the other side and scores. A nice move, Zach Ransom. His first field goal here in this fourth quarter. Up ahead quickly. Now here's Rudolph. Rudolph has it, bounces it down, and now holding it is McKestry. JaQuincy McKestry being worked on by Gonzalo. He's got a count on him, and now a timeout call by Cedric Lane with 1:47 to go. 64-61.
Great timeout right there. Great timeout.
It will be a full timeout. This full timeout brought to you by CBA Sports as you take a look at our Stat Row SUV TV instant replay. CBA Sports looking to get a new basketball, tennis, or multi-purpose court? CBA Sports can help as your sports construction specialist for both commercial and residential projects. Visit CBAsports.com and contact us to discuss your next indoor or outdoor project. Coming up next, it'll be Jonesboro taking on Ben Smith. Michael Lampert will be on the call for you. I'm Joel Hillsman. He's Lewis Preston. We're up in the perch here at the House of Blue, Norcross, for the 2018 Peachtree Corners Invitational. Now, Coach, I also talked about Pinson Valley, 15-8 coming in, a 2-game winning streak. I mentioned their play against out-of-state competition. They've lost 8 games before today, 5 to out-of-state foes, and I mentioned that they were 1-3 against Georgia. Neighboring states, Hoover has came over and played a lot of 7A teams. when you get that ball like that, I know a lot of people like nice-looking records. That's not a bad-looking record, but when you have quality losses, what does it do from a coaching standpoint to get the tough games in your non-region? What does it do down the road for you come playoff time?
Helps to build your culture in regards to what you want to do offensively and defensively. But even more importantly, it helps you to figure out ways when you get into region play of what you need to do to win. And you can look back on those games.
A double dribble call. And is it because it's quality competition?
Definitely, because it's quality competition.
93 seconds to go. A double dribble called on Kabasi Jackson. 90 seconds. St. Pius in possession. They're moving left to right, all in the white. They're trailing by 3, 64-61. So Gonzalo on a blow-by. Blew the layup. Tip out of bounds. It goes off Pinson Valley. Gonzalo, Lane, Ransom, Stevens, and Broadway, the 5 on the floor for St. Pius. It will be McKestry, Morris, Jackson, Jones, and Rudolph, the 5 on the floor. Catch, fire, a bad 3. So an air ball there, and now here comes Pinson Valley. Long lead pass, knocked away. Gonzalo did not put his head down, hustled back. Here comes Stevens down the left side, picked up by Jones defensively. We're 65 seconds to go. Gonzalo holding it out between the rings. They're trailing by 3. 1 minute, fourth quarter. Ranson holds it at the high post. Catch, Lane, a 3. No, skipped off the rim. Chasing it is Broadway. He saved it.
No.
Out of bounds. Foot on the line. If he wore a size 11, he'd have been okay. 51 and 3/10 seconds. Checking in now Horace Wilson. And now quickly off the bench, Steven Seymour is in. That might be offense for defense or fouling purposes. Coach Parr really into it. Coach Lane absolutely into it. Inbound now, and there's Morris. Morris catches it between the rings. Morris now going to back it up. Crossing the timeline, Gonzalo got in the air. Knocked the pass down, and he was fouled by Horace Wilson. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2, but they're trailing by 3.
Well, the St. Pius crowd, I mean, they're doing it all tonight. They're doing it all. They were trying to call for an intentional foul right there, and it was really close to being that because he did grab him.
And, Coach, in NBA, that's a breakaway foul.
Yeah.
That would have been a breakaway foul.
So you're trying to bring NBA rules to high school?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
All right. Last night you were talking about FIBA rules.
That was earlier today.
And last night.
What FIBA rules I talking about last night?
I don't know. Just made it up.
See, now you see, folks, what I'm talking about. 64-62. Gonzalo first free throw is good.
But I made you think for a minute.
No, I didn't say nothing about no FIBA last night. I was too much worried about the surroundings. 64-63, 40 seconds. Gonzalo going to come away with the steal. He throws it up in the air. Jones is going to catch it, and him and Ransom fight for it, and a foul call, and let's see. And a technical foul has been called on Ransom, and I don't agree with that at all. They were just going for the ball, and a technical has been called on Ransom. This refereeing crew has struggled today. He just teed up Ransom. A technical foul called on Ransom, and I don't understand why. He must have said something. It had to have been verbal.
I think it was the fact of how he went for the ball, and from his angle, he looked like he tried to throw him down. It's a bad call. It's a bad call.
Listen, if that's the case, that's just the weight room.
Yeah.
That is not a good technical foul. He has fouled out of the contest, Zach Ransom.
He got punished for hustling.
He will foul out. He will foul out with 15 points. And a solid effort on the glass. I might say he might have a double-double. 2 shots and the ball. Free throw, Jones. Good. Jones, 14 points in the second half.
That is a tough way to change the momentum of a game. It was a 1-point game.
I just didn't see a technical.
I did not either.
Free throw, good. I just didn't see a technical. They're battling for the ball, and he slung him off. Oh, now they're saying it was a foul, or did they call jump ball? This crew does not know what they're doing. And no one, one of the refs, they're still talking, but they're still allowing the player to hold the ball. And they're allowing the player to stand right there in the conversation. They're supposed to kind of move into open space. Now they're coming over and explaining to Coach Lane, Coach Farr wants it. This crew is lost.
There are some things that the St. Pius fans are saying right now that I'm not allowed to say on air, right? But I'm thinking it.
And I just looked at this ref right here. Doesn't even put you in the mind of Dr. Martin Luther King.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
But that's not the dream.
The holidays passed. You're so wrong.
We have no idea what the call is. They call jump ball, so it's a technical, 2 free throws. They're going to get the ball anyway because it was a technical. And so now 2 timeouts left, and Coach Parr very upset. And I have to agree with him. That was not a technical foul call.
You just changed the momentum of the game right there.
Yes. Makes it a 3-point game, and now it's 66-63. This timeout, a full timeout, it is brought to you by Stat Road. Stat Road. View U Sport highlights whenever, wherever. Visit statrow.com to see some of the best high school hoop highlights. Stat Row. All right, how do you work it? 35 and 8/10 seconds. Jones is your trigger man, sideline out of bounds. He in the Morris. You got to foul him at some point if you don't get a 5 count, and there's the foul given by Nico Broadway. So it will become a free throw shooting contest. A technical foul called on Zach Ranson at the 35 and 8/10 second mark in a 1-point ball game on what clearly was just a basketball player hustling. Unless there was something verbally said.
There was nothing verbal.
Free throw, good by Orrin Morris. I'm going to tell you something. Mr. Morris has had himself a fine day today.
Exactly. Jones and Morris have both been very impressive for Pinson Valley.
Yes.
I'm not going to take anything away from Pinson Valley's effort, the way that they played on both ends of the floor.
I mean, they have done a great job. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from them. St. Pius, they have earned their money. They've earned their keep, and you knew it when they walked in the gym. A 3-ball, Broadway out of the corner, hill of the rim, no. Rebound batted around. Lane is going to rip it down, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it will go over to Pinson Valley. It has been some questionable officiating. Would you say that?
It's not been good. Got the whole St. Pius fan base absolutely in disarray. It's incredible right
now. There's too much discussion going on and too much holding your and say Coach Farr, the crew has not been very good today. I don't know. Will you print out the rule book? I don't like to get on the refs. I really don't. But they have not had good control of the game. 68-63, 19 seconds to go. Inbound, looking, and he slid. No travel was called on the ground, and Gonzalo has to call a timeout. 68-63, 15 and 1/10 seconds.
Trying to keep my cool right now.
Make sure you stick around. We got lots more great games coming up today. The game following this one is going to be the Cardinals of Jonesboro taking on the Golden Eagles of Ben Smith out of North Carolina. So again, make sure you stick around. That game.
But I am very impressed. You talked about Kobe Jones. Let's see, 15, 21. He has 23 points in the contest. And Orrin Morris, 6, 7, 12, 15, 18, 20, 22 in the game. So they have carried the heavy lifting.
They've been a two-headed monster today.
McKestry has not had a bad day either, John. What's that, 9, 13? He has 15.
That's
so
a
those
three-header monster right there.
those three have packed it in for him pretty good. Inbound now to Willis out at the top. They've got to go quickly. On a back cut, beautiful layup, Lane good, and a quick timeout. That'll be the last timeout.
Some old school basketball right there. Old school. That dribble, as soon as you turn your back, you automatically cut back door.
Yeah, 68-65. Joel Hillsman, Lewis Preston. It'll be Jonesboro and Ben Smith coming up next. Scheduled tip time 4 p.m. Followed by Norcross and Riverdale Baptist, McEachern and Village Christian, and Wheeler and Christ School.
That'll give you enough time to get your vocal cords ready.
No, they ready. They stay ready.
Okay.
Never get tired.
All right.
Didn't you know this?
All right.
Never get tired.
Your vocal cords don't lie.
They don't. They do not.
All right.
They do not. That's why I love it so much, man. Bring the same energy for the same game. Give all the players and coaches and fans the same thing. And I thank all y'all listeners and viewers out there on SUVTV.com.
Do you understand how hard it's going to be for me not to be here when McEachern's here?
Not very hard.
Oh, please.
Because, you know.
Because I know, I mean, you're going to be like a kid at Christmas morning.
You've been railing on me since McEachern, since the beginning of the year.
You were the one. You were the one that started.
But I just told you how good they were, Coach. I told you how good they were. I told you how good they were. I told you why they were good. I told you why they would remain to be good. And I told you how they were going to remain to be good. So I gave you bullet point material of why the McEachern Indians would be a top 10 team nationally, the number 1 team in the state, and barring any whistles, they will be the state champs in 7-8.
You calling that right now?
Yes.
January 20th?
Yes.
Okay.
And anybody that don't like it, get out your feelings. They the best team in 7A.
I'm going to go ahead and make this plea to Coach Mike Thompson right now. Will you please get Joel a ticket to Dick's Nationals? Please. At a hotel room and per diem.
Well, can I get the same for Morgan County then? Because they the best team in 3A, and they got Newton tonight.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
That's
right
where
there.
you're going.
I'm not going.
Traveling violation called on Morris. The game just swung in 5 and 6/10 seconds, and St. Pius has 1,000 shooters, and they go and get all of them off the bench right now. 68-65, 5 and 6/10 seconds. Lane, Gonzalo, Broadway, Mattow, and Taub, the 5 on the floor. Sideline out of bounds. A 3-ball will send this thing in the overtime. Then they're going to change the trigger man. It will be Broadway. Broadway now has it. The 5 count begins. Looking into Gonzalo. Gonzalo going to drive. Skips it in the corner. Open. A 3-ball. No. Tip. Rebound. And it is a ball game. They got an open look in the corner and could not knock it down. And Pinson Valley, 6A Alabama, comes in with a 68-65 victory. But, man, it went down to the final shot.
That was a great game. Unfortunately, that some things were allowed by the black and white. But I'll tell you this right now. Very impressed with Pinson Valley. Very impressed with St. Pius. There's no doubt in my mind that there might be a rematch between St. Pius and Upson Lee.
17 points for Nico Broadway. Just giving you some quick numbers right quick. I gave you Zach Ransom. He had 15. Troy Stevens had 7. Kennedy Willis finished with 11 for St. Pius. The big story here, though, on the other side, Colby Jones with 23. Orrin Morris, 22 points. And then JaQuincy McKestry, 15 points. So 23 points for Colby Jones, 22 points for Orrin Morris, 15 points for JaQuincy McKestry. They played very, very well, and they walk out with a 68-65 victory over St. Pius, the Golden Lions. They snapped their 10-game winning streak. St. Pius now falls to 18-3 on the season. Pinson Valley improves to 16-8. All right, it is Jonesboro and Ben Smith. Michael Lampert on the call for you next. The SUVTV.com coverage of the Peachtree Corners Invitational will continue on the other side of this break.